First up, we have one of the games of the weekend, actually. Tyreek Hill is going back to Kansas City.
I'm going
Good
Yes, sir.
old Kansas
back
City.
to
Yes,
Arrowhead.
sir.
Well,
Yes, sir.
technically, it's the Giha Field at Giha Field at Arrow, whatever the fuck you want to
It's
call it.
Arrowhead,
It's
man.
Arrowhead. Just
Geo
like
Field.
just like I don't care what everybody else calls it. You can call it X. You can call it's fucking Twitter. It's always gonna be
Yeah.
Twitter. I don't care. I don't care what nobody say. But we got the 11-6 Dolphins going up against the 11-6 Chiefs. Miami's red zone offense is actually ranked second, 67%. They got the first overall offense, first overall pass offense, sixth overall rush offense, second overall in points per game. They're seventh and third, converting third downs on offense. They're 11th in giveaways, 28th in sacks allowed. Defensive wise, they're 12th overall on defense. Red zone, as far as the red zone going, they're fucking terrible. Converting in the red teams converting in them on the reds and their red zone defense is 28th, as teams have converted 64% of the time. Once again, 12th overall defense, 15th overall pass defense, 7th overall rush defense, 22nd overall in points allowed, 20th in on third down percentage, 11th in takeaways, 3rd in sacks, 14th in interceptions. The Chiefs, on the other hand, 16th in red zone efficiency on offense, 11th over. They have the 11th best overall offense, 6th best overall pass offense, 19th overall in rush
Surprising.
offense. Yes, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Their biggest problem is fucking drops. The 15th
Yes.
overall in points scored, 7th on third down percentage on offense, 9th in turnovers, and 31st in sacks allowed. No, I'm sorry, 28th in sacks allowed. On defense flip side, their defense actually is 8th overall, as teams only have converted 50% of the time. That's their red zone defense. Mm-hmm. They have the 3rd best overall defense, 4th best overall pass defense, 17th overall best rushing defense. They're 2nd in points allowed, as that they have the 2nd best defense when it comes to allowing points. They're 10th on third down. The defense is 10th on third down. They're 27th in takeaways and 2nd in sacks, and 27th in interceptions. I'll let Malcolm go first. Ryan, I'm gonna let you take this one first. How you see this game playing out?
It's gonna be down to what defense cracks first. I feel like last game they played, they was able to neutralize them in London, so it'll be interesting to see. I really should say it's gonna be down to the receivers, but I don't have any expectations being a Kansas City fan going into this game. I'm just gonna watch the game and let the game be what it is. Maybe everybody that's tired, Super Bowl hangover. I don't know what it is. I got the Chiefs winning, but it's gonna be close. I feel like it's gonna be an extremely close game.
You go ahead, Malcolm. What you making of this game? How you see this playing out?
Uh, Honestly, man, I feel like the key to this game, I honestly, I think the Chiefs are going to win in a close one just because, as history shows this season, Miami really don't do too well in close games, one possession games that go into the final 5 minutes. And the Chiefs have been finding ways to win all season. And the Chiefs have an advantage in going into this game having to have played the way they played all season. Yeah. The big problem with the Chiefs this year for me is I really don't want to say it's a Super Bowl hangover or anything like that. They are putting too much pressure on Patrick Mahomes. They are literally they went into this season hoping Patrick Mahomes could carry them, which Juju Smith-Schuster, don't get me wrong, he's not a wide receiver one. He's not elite by any means, but he is a quality wide receiver. He's one of those receivers that gives you the feel of Anquan Bolden when he was late in his career. He might not be the most polarizing, he might not be eye-popping, but he is reliable. On third downs, he has sure hands, he has solid route running. Now, you take that away, Patrick Mahomes, they are literally asking Patrick Mahomes to carry them to the Super Bowl. I guess they thought Travis Kelce was still in his prime. That man is 30 plus, and he also has to block as well as receive. So that takes a toll on your body. You're not just tossing around corners. You're out there tossing around DNs. You're out there tossing around 250-pound backers that's trying to run through your face. It take a toll on your body. You can't expect the tight end to really carry your offense, which San Francisco has showed you over the past couple of years. After Kittle started breaking down, after he had those first 2 crazy years, we had to switch it up. We had to get more prolific on offense. That's why our offense still rolls the way it does. But with Kansas City, you are literally asking Patrick Mahomes to go out there with a core full of wide receiver threes and make them look crazy. And that's just not how the game works. Now, luckily for them, Isaiah Pacheco started to come into his own as a bell cow back. So the key for them this game is going to be the run game, and I say that because Miami just came into an unfortunate situation where they had a lot of key injuries going into the playoffs. They just lost Bradley Chubb for the season. I just seen that basically their whole linebacking core is on IR. When you reaching into the bag to bring back Bruce Irvin for the playoffs, that says desperation. And Andy Reid is the type of dude, he don't care how he get it done. He don't care who wins the game. That's a key for them. Now, in Miami, they rely on Tua and Tyreek. Mm-hmm. They only relied on Jalen Waddle because they were forced to. Jalen Waddle, for them, it's a nice – for them, Jalen Waddle is like a Ferrari. I'm not going to drive it every day, but I'm going to bring it out on the weekend when it look nice. Now, Kansas City, they got the interior lineman up front to exploit that, so they're going to be able to hold down Christian Wilkins. Now you don't have a Bradley Chubb to contain Patrick Mahomes in the pocket, so his legs will be key in this game. I expect him to run for a nice amount of key first downs throughout this game because their receivers have a hard time getting open, and Miami is one of the best secondaries in the league. Now, with you not having any linebackers to chase him down, and you are losing Bradley Chubb and your most athletic edge rusher, who is to stop Patrick Mahomes for running for that first down on a third down, keeping them on the field, wearing them down? Now your depth on the defensive side is very shallow in the front seven. So you unless you get really creative on the defensive end, bringing Jalen Ramsey down in the box, allowing them to bring in different sets on the back end, and you get real exotic with the defense, I see this being it's going to be a slow game. I'll say the score will probably end up being somewhere around 2017 or 17-14. Then I got the Chiefs winning it with Patrick Mahomes getting the ball back and them running the clock down. It's gonna be a good game for Isaiah Pacheco. I'm expecting him to finish with around close to 100 yards and a touchdown. And you might get a little trickery around the red zone. So you might get a Clyde Edwards-Helaire touchdown, or you might get a Travis Kelce touchdown. I say Travis Kelce probably finish with around 60 yards, no touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes is gonna rush for a touchdown. He'll probably have around like 250, maybe a passing touchdown, maybe, depending on how their receivers feeling that day.
I ain't mad at that. I got the Chiefs winning based on nothing. I agree with both of y'all, but I think they're gonna use the environmental aspect to their advantage.
Of course.
We saw what happened when Miami went up to Buffalo early this year. They don't play good in cold temperatures. Not to mention, we have seen that whenever Miami plays a good team, a team with a winning record, they don't live up to what people are expecting them to. That's why we don't get to them later too. But that's why their offense is, the way that it is. Whenever they play, an inferior team, they use that shit to their advantage. They stat pad. There's just you see a lot of go routes, you see a lot of deep crossing routes. You don't see a lot of that shit when they play, a team like the Chiefs that they have a decent defense. For the Chiefs, I think, and I'll say this to Ron, I think the best thing to happen for the Chiefs is when L'Jarius Sneed and I think Javarius Ward got hurt in the playoffs last year, and all those young guys had to step up. So it was no like, hey, we gonna slowly work you into the defense. It was like, no, we need you motherfuckers to go out there and make plays.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that was the best thing for them because it enhanced their they was forced to grow up a lot quicker. And you saw it this year because we've never seen the Chiefs really have a dominant defense. We've never seen them be able to, contain the pass like they have, and they've done a pretty good job. Their defense has been keeping them in games. And going back to what you said on, the Travis Kelce thing. Honestly, I think what's really hurting Travis is the fact that we see Pat don't trust nobody on this offense but Travis. Kadarius Toney has not worked out how they thought it was going to work out. We see Pat can't trust him at all. Like Ron said, they had the perfect play drew up for him, and he couldn't do so much as fucking check to make sure that went off sides. Then you got
I'm good. All right.
Then Sky Moore, they were trying to make him into the next Tyreek. We see that shit didn't pan out. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, I don't know where the fuck he's been this season. The only two bright spots on this offense in the receiving core has been Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice hasn't fully gained Patrick Mahomes' trust yet. So they know that if you take everybody else away and you leave Travis, as long as we double Travis, Pat's gonna have he's gonna have a tough time all game. Another thing that's really going to hurt Miami is, I don't know if you saw, the other cornerback, Xavier Howard, he went out with a foot injury. I think he's doubtful for this weekend. So that's also going to hurt them.
Fuck.
So if Pat Mahomes is going to have a game in the playoffs to get him back on track, I definitely feel like this is going to be the game. I'm going to go, especially with it being cold, and them boys, most of them boys used to playing in the cold. I'm going to go like 30-18. Something like that. I think the Chiefs can get to 30. Tyreek is very dependent on if
he's gonna burn him. He's gonna burn him.
Tyreek, I feel like
he's gonna get him for one. He's gonna get him for one.
I feel like it's gonna look like how LeBron looked in the finals when they played the Spurs. Like, yes, LeBron is gonna get his.
What
are you guys going to do? I'm not going to let LeBron beat me. The Miami Heat has to beat me.
Yeah.
Okay, you talking about the last time? Okay.
So I feel like, and then the thing with that, I feel like they're not going to double Travis Kelce. I feel like they're going to lock Jalen Ramsey on him.
They are.
Jalen Ramsey, if you peep throughout his whole career, those are the key matchups that he likes. He always gets the star tight end matchups, and he's a sizey, lengthy corner, so it works out. And Travis Kelce is not really physical in his route running, so Jalen Ramsey is a good matchup for him. That's why I feel like he's gonna have a few key catches, but he's not really gonna go off. Now, Rashee Rice, like you said, he hasn't gained Patrick Mahomes' trust all the way, but he has been like his favorite red zone target as far as receivers go over these past few games. That's why I feel like it's going to be, when they get down to the red zone, it's going to be a lot of trickery in the backfield, but it's going to end up being Pacheco.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Pacheco,
and it's going to be tough on Tua. It's going to be tough on Tua.
It's going to be very tough on Tua.
This game is going to show if Tua is who they thought he was, or if they were if they've been hiding him behind the talent in the scheme, because he is going to have to make some tough throws this game. Kansas City knows the type. They know Tyreek in and out, and they know that type of scheme. They know the speed receiver scheme, so they are going to. I feel like it's going to be a lot of zone blitzing, and it's going to be a lot of disguised looks. Like, it's going to be zone, but then they might have Jalen Ramsey not Jalen Ramsey. I'm thinking about Miami, but it's going to be a lot of zone, and there's going to be a lot of zone blitzing. They're going to put their pressure on Tua. They're going to see if he can see over that line. They're going to see how good he is under pressure, because that's the key to shutting down. It's scary because you are taking away some coverage, but you got to put pressure on them to get the ball out there early, because Miami likes to run those later developing routes, but they might not be as late developing just because of the speed being able to make up for some of that time. So you got to put that pressure on Tua and force him to make tough throws, and that's when the Miami offense starts to unravel. And they got to be sound tackling. That's going to be a key for Kansas City defense. You got to make sure you bottle up them two lightning bolts in the backfield. You got to be sound tackling within that first 5 yards.